Hello guys, I'm just gonna showcase the build because a lot of people were asking. So basically the build works the way that you have your summons, you have 8 of them, you can get 9 if you want, but I think 8 is a good number because you get other stats by reducing it by 1. But basically you get 10% range attack speed per active minion, you get 10% magic damage per active minion, you get 75 barrier, and then you just get the 50% minion lifespan. In the magic tree you get the crit, the mana on crit, the damage on crit, this very important 50% magic barrier is added as magic damage, this one, and feel fully charged. And then in cooking you get the healing one, the damage one, and these two because they're just nice. Fishing, this one is decent, this one is good for damage on bosses. If you're not killing bosses, then I would take the dodge chance instead. And then you get this one, which is also really good when you have 100 fishing, and when you eat fishing food it increases your damage as well. Let me see, we have gardening. I'm getting this just because it's good for making food, but I mean you could go this route, but I think this one is also really important and you can't really get both of these two, so I always just go for this. This one is also really important. I think some people don't know, but ranged combat, like this skill tree, also affects your magic damage, unless it says physical. But none of this says physical, so yeah. So this one increases my damage, this one increases my crit, which increases my damage, and this is really important because you don't have that much crit chance in a minion build. Well, you have less, you still have a fair bit, but I have like 50%, I think. This for the stun, which is just decent, and then this for the crit damage. This is the big one. Then you have this one for more armor. You don't really get much armor as a summoner, but you get armor from the potion, or not the potion, the food, sorry. So this one is pretty good, and this is just quality of life. And then you get health regen, you get reduced damage from bosses, you get health regen, you get damage while at max health, and you get some health. And then here you get the armor one as well. You get the snare and stun duration. This is pretty nice when you're, like, for example, in the wilderness area. This one for damage, and this one for movement speed. And yeah, this one also increases your armor. These two. Yeah. So that's basically the build. I have all of these active except for this one because it doesn't matter and it's annoying when it procs, even though you're not melee. Yeah, for the gear, Grim set. I got this maxed out today. You have this one because there's nothing better, and movement speed also gives you armor, so that's decent. This one for the max mana and the magic damage. Aulox is very important because movement speed gives you armor and damage and the crit. I would probably remove these two and get 5 of these if I can. So I want the crit damage mostly, but this is the best one I got so far. So then we have the Rift Lance. It's just good overall because it gives damage and it gives teleport, and the teleport is really insane. So you can teleport over the boss. Let's say they do a whirlwind this way, then you just like jump over it like that. It's really good. Then you do this one for max minion count. This one for max minion count. You don't care about minion attack speed, you don't care about minion critical hit chance, so you don't even need to level this, but I just did it anyway. So yeah, that's the items. And then for the food, this is not much because I went really overboard with the food. Because I used the auto fishing, so I just cook some food like in real life, and then I, fish meanwhile. So this is the setup. I use these two. Like, this is in my hotbar, so all of this is in my hotbar. So these two it's this one, these two, 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 and this one. This row here is for boss fights, so I only use it for fighting bosses. And this is what I use last, because as you see, for example, this one gives max HP. You see here 120 max HP, but actually it will override. So let's say that you use this one first, which gives 170, then this one will override it, so you actually, oh, where was it? This one will override it, so you actually get less. So I use this last. That's why I have it down here, so I use these last, so I don't override the good buffs with the bad ones. So that's basically it. Yeah. And you just summon your minions. Right now I don't have my food buffs on, so I can only make 6, but if you take the food buffs on, you get more max mana, so you can actually get all 8 in 1 mana bar, which is really nice. And then you basically just, oh, let's see, come here. This one already has 3.3 attacks, and then you get, let me see, with 8 minions. Where's it? Here. You get 90 range attack speed. This is I don't know why this says 80, but you see up here I have almost 700, and with the food buffs I have even more. So yeah, that's basically it. Bye bye.